What is up, people? Welcome to another fresh take. In this one, we're going to be looking at the recently released Extraction on Netflix. Check it out. So let's see what the synopsis is. So this is from IMDb, and their synopsis says, in an underworld of weapons dealers and traffickers, a young boy becomes the pawn in a war between notorious drug lords. Trapped by kidnappers inside one of the world's most impenetrable cities, his rescue beckons the unparalleled skill of a mercenary named Tyler Rake. I can't believe they said that name. But Rake is a broken man with nothing to lose, harboring a death wish that makes an already deadly mission near impossible. So, Extraction, basically, and that's a pretty good description of what you're gonna see in the movie. And this is spoiler free, by the way. I'm not gonna be going into like any of the details of this, but the things that I liked about the movie were basically action. The action sequences are where this movie thrives. That and the camera angles. They do a good job with the camera movement and how they shoot the action scenes, and it really makes the movie feel like a real brutal place, like where mercenaries and spec ops people operate. They made it feel like that. The other thing that this is one of those movies where it is cliched, but usually in these movies where you have like the hardened mercenary or ex-soldier or whatever have to protect somebody, the kid is usually like in the way. They act up, they don't listen. This kid don't do that. I did not have a problem with the kid. I actually didn't mind the kid because the kid was paying attention. He was scared to death, and he was doing what they told him to do, which for me worked way better than those other films where they constantly have to go off and try to save the kid because the kid is just not paying attention and listening, just being hard headed. The movie has great pacing. The pacing is never going to be a problem. Even when it does slow down, I was never bored because there are a couple of moments where it does slow down because the whole thing about this movie, it happens over 2 days. Basically, around about, I'd say probably about 36 to 40 hours basically is how the movie is set up. So the bulk of the movie is kind of like a bottle film. And they do a good job with the pacing of it so you don't feel bored and you don't feel overwhelmed by the action. The and that's me. That's like the best stuff that I liked for the movie. Now the problem is I already said one of them. It's cliche, so it's like those old '80s and '90s action movies where you have like the ones that Stallone and Schwarzenegger used to do all the time. It's kind of like that. So the thing is, if you watched a lot of those movies back then, you're probably going to be able to predict where some of this stuff is going to go. The other thing I didn't like was the main villain of this movie. His motivation is, one, never clearly defined, and two, it makes him look like he's just petty. Like he's just mad because the kid's dad that he kidnapped is just as big of a drug lord as he is. That when you watch the movie, that's what you get out of this. It wasn't like the kid's dad did something and stole a bunch of territory from him. They never say what happened. It's just like, oh well, you're this. I got your kid, and I don't even know. Do I want to ransom? I don't know what I'm doing with him. I just kidnapped him. You don't know where he's going with this. He's just petty. He's the kind of petty like the villain in John Wick 2 was. That kind of petty. So and on top of that, he's cliche. He's the drug lord with all the fine clothes and cars and gets kids to do whatever he wants, and he owns everything. And one of my pet peeves in movies like this is Henchmen R Us, where you got henchmen that come out like ants just to get killed by the hero. And it's to the point where you're like, okay, dude, you're not that rich. I'm just going to say it. You're not that rich. You're not that rich to have like everybody on payroll to the point where they just like coming out in droves like that. So that part kind of took me out of it a little bit. But other than that, I had fun with it. So for parents, okay, so this is rated R. Clearly, it is violent. It is bloody. They have some kids in here that actually they catch it. Kids get mistreated in this movie pretty badly. The movie does run a little under 2 hours, and like I said, the pacing is good, so you're never going to be bored in it. Everything keeps moving, and once again, that helps the film a lot. I'm glad this wasn't no like 2.5 hour movies. This was an hour and I think 55 minutes. I think 55 or 57 minutes. But like I said, it moves at a good clip. You don't feel bored, and like, once you see like how they shoot the action and how they set up the sequences, I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're a fan of those 80s and 90s action movies. So what would I give this? I would probably give this a matinee if it was in theaters, just because it's a fun little time waster movie. It's quick and to the point, has good action in it, and Chris Hemsworth is off the chain. Thor does a good job in this movie. You kind of feel for him a little bit, even though once again it's cliche because he's basically a mix of Rambo mixed with the Punisher mixed with a T-800 from Terminator. That's pretty much what he is in this movie. So let me know what you guys think. Is this going to go into your quarantine movie list? Is this one of those things that you're looking forward to? Have you watched it? Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about anything spoilery just because it's really the spoilers in this movie. Like once you see it, you're like, okay, there's really not much to talk about spoiler wise because it's cliche. If you've watched a lot of movies, you already know how this gonna end. They did kind of sort of set it up for a sequel, and the ending, I have to say, I rather enjoyed the ending. I thought it was awesome because another character in there that I love so much, she was off the chain, and when you see, you know you saw her in the trailer. If you saw the trailer, you saw her in the trailer. She's awesome. I like her. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you thought. And I will see you guys on the next Fresh Take. Peace.